Do composers get to keep the music they make for motion pictures? Music is a huge part of film, and sometimes the score can be one of the most memorable things about a movie. But what's the rule for who owns these songs? Unless we're working with extremely high-profile composers, this is the way it usually works. Under copyright law, the default rule is that creators are going to own the copyright in their creation.
And there was much rejoicing.
Enter works for hire. A work made for hire is a situation where the creator of a copyrighted work doesn't own the copyright. Typically, this is when there's a full-time employee and the creation is within the scope of their employment. If something's a work for hire, then the employer is going to own that copyright, not the employee. But composers are not typically full-time employees for studios, so where do they fit in? Well, remember, the film industry has a lot of power. The law allows for a specifically commissioned creative work for a motion picture to qualify as a work made for hire as long as everybody agrees to it in writing. So generally speaking, the big studios are going to make sure their composers have signed a work for hire agreement, so the score they compose for a movie is going to belong to the studio. Ordinarily, the composer will get a flat fee for their work. Of course, these arrangements can be different. High-profile composers can negotiate a better deal. But that's generally the way it works. Put your follow-up questions in the comments, and if you're interested to hear more about this kind of law, like, subscribe, and follow along. See you in the next one.